It's a pretty broad question. It's also almost, and no offense by this, but it's almost a little bit of a loaded question, just because I don't know that it's as easy to say as that psychology is one sort of thing. The sort of boilerplate answer would be psychology is the study of mind and behavior, but realistically, so a lot of people who study psychology would like to define it as its own sort of rigidly established or well-established field, whereas I see it more of an in-between between several other fields. So it's kind of a it's almost like a universal language that we can have that unites other fields together. So that's one of the coolest, like kind of most exciting things about psychology that I see.
I think psychology is probably the study of behaviour and emotions and thoughts. I tend to think of human psychology because that's where I work, and so you can think about it's the study of the person, but actually psychology covers study of animals, and I think behaviour really encapsulates it for me because you've got verbal behaviour and emotional behaviour and physical behaviour, and so you can look at that in all kinds of organisms, but it's sort of those interlinks that I think are the really interesting bit.
I suppose we've been told from day one it's about the study of the mind and how that affects our behaviour.
Psychology is, to me, the study of the mind.
I guess psychology would probably be the study of the mind. A way I can describe it, like it covers everything, but it's just the way we interact with the world.
I suppose it's the same as the legal system and anywhere else. It's to control. It's to control behavior of society, right? So, and I don't mean that in an insidious kind of way. Not in like the kind of conspiracy theorist type sense.
I suppose it's there to regulate human behaviour.
To find people that are guilty of crimes and carry out whatever punishment is necessary, I suppose.
Everyone's safe and in check, maybe, and just make it a nice place to live.
To confuse people.
I suppose to enforce the laws, whether they're seen as fair or not.
Is to provide justice and uphold the laws of the state which are put in place so that society can function.
The idea of a system of rules and sort of punishment for not adhering to those rules, that's a very behavioral concept, right? So the idea that we can change people, those wouldn't be there if we didn't have the goal of changing people's behavior. So it is a very psychological concept from the get-go.
Ideally, yeah, it would. Ideally, we kind of have to have a thought process behind all these laws and rules that we kind of enforce upon people.
I think it's really important to understand someone's mental state in especially legal situations with crimes and things. It's not all black and white.
I guess not in all cases, but in some cases a psychologist could have some insight as into why a crime was committed, whether a crime was committed or someone was in the right mind at the time, things like that.
I feel like psychology has a lot to offer in the sense that it can offer a lot more with regard to sort of implementing new policies and perhaps new legislation. Although legislation on its own is a very punitive sort of based thing. It's based on the fact that you will get punished if you don't adhere to the laws and those kind of things.
The opinion of perhaps a psychological expert or somebody that's trained in psychology would definitely have a lot of sway in maybe a final decision.
Yeah, I guess bringing psychology into the legal system definitely would have a more positive effect. I guess one thing that springs to mind is eyewitness testimony. There's been a lot of increasingly suggestive research that most eyewitness testimonies are fabricated memories or false memories. So it's kind of, with the knowledge we have now, it's kind of ludicrous to think that memory was ever even a form or proper form of evidence.
a big part of the legal system is equality and fairness, and it would be unfair to try some people without taking into account their state of mind at the time.